Today is Tuesday, April 16th. Let me thank all of you guys for coming back to the Next Average Podcast, the Shelby Nick Average Podcast, or as we like to call it, Aw Snap. The Joker logo is Shelby. The dude with the hammer getting bonked is Nick.
Bonk.
And we are back for yet another episode. It is episode 12 of this Aw Snap podcast.
We've been doing this for 13 weeks, include the spring break. Ain't that crazy?
That is crazy. That is over 3 months.
Wow, you're right.
Yeah, that's insane.
Wow.
When you think about
yeah,
it.
when you actually say it like that is crazy.
This is something that we just had a random conversation about, and a Target of all places.
Facts.
And then, bada bing, bada boom, here we are, 12 episodes later, 13 weeks in, and loving every second of it.
Facts, dude. We out here. That's what it is. We out here.
We out here. We're gonna get started with a little how you doing, as always. So Shelby, how you doing?
I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing good. This is actually news to Nick. Dude, I bought a new motor today.
You bought a new motor.
I did buy a new motor, yeah.
Like
so
a full new motor.
Pretty much. So it's a long block, and for the audience, what a long block is the motor is complete. So it has, your pistons, your heads, your crank cam, all that. All I need is like an oil pan, an intake, and valve covers. And in theory, I'd be ready to go. So the Coyotes are super expensive, right? Like, just for the block I was looking at, like a block and the pistons, I was looking at $1,800 for a new one. Nick, I got a long block. It's a Gen 2, so like my type of motor. It has low oil pressure, which is fine because I want to rebuild it anyway, for $1,000. A full motor for $1,000.
Why did you decide to get a full new motor?
So, your brother and I was talking about this, and we, yes, racing is fun, but braking ain't. And so Nick, his brother, his dad, they all have spare motors. And so if there's due blow,
I do not have a spare motor. Whoa.
You don't?
Whoa. I do not have a spare motor.
I didn't know that. I thought you did.
No, you gotta have money for spare motor. I have none.
Fair enough. Okay, well, his dad and his brother have spare motors.
I did not even realize my brother had a spare motor.
So it's kind of like he can get one from your dad kind of thing. So okay. I guess your dad okay. Wow, this really went from 3 to 1. So your dad has a good amount of motors, right?
Yeah, well, that's what. That's more likely. I don't have a spare motor, but if I need to, I just put on my little the Puss in Boots eyes. When Puss in Boots really wants something, I'll just go up and
Dad.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah. And so I saw this deal, right? And it's a damn good deal. But the guy's from North Dakota, right? And so I messaged him, said, hey, can you ship it? Kind of stuff like that. And he said, yeah, I can. And I guess his business, he fixes and builds racing Mustangs. He has his own. He's pretty fast. I think he's low 8s in the quarter mile, which is booking. And he said, this is the setup I do, da-da-da-da-da. And he said, I'm selling it because the customer I had didn't want low oil pressure. So he just went and bought a whole new motor. He's like, okay, cool. So oil pressure, it can be a few things. Like there's some scarring on the cam a little bit and whatnot, but which is fine because I want to get new cams anyway. So I spent $1,000 today to get a motor shipped and all that. So I am on cloud nine. It's always exciting getting something new to play with, especially because my motor is not blown now. Luckily, tap on glass, save my ass. That I should, in theory, have about 3 years to build this motor, and so I can actually put some love and care into it and get some, good racing parts and whatnot.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm on cloud nine. So, how are you doing? School got to be stressful up these parts, huh?
Oh yes. Every college student from here to the other side of the country is feeling the effects of April in college.
Yeah.
And this time, because like April is when everything starts piling on. It's getting to the end of the semester. I think we only have like 3 or 4 weeks left of the school year. But with everything, with it being the end of the semester, this is when teachers are really trying to throw everything in the book at you. Like
Yes.
I have maybe 3 or 4 weeks left of school, but I have one paper, two paper, three, four papers that need to be written. I have two presentations that I need to make and do, and that's on top of like the other three finals that don't count or that will count but are not presentations as well. So it's been a bit stressful, yes, but the big part is seeing that finish line and just reaching it. My alarm woke me up today, and I swear to God, I laid in my bed for 45 minutes until I decided I'll go to class today.
Yeah.
It was literally 45 minutes of me going, should I go to class today? I mean, I have yet to miss a class, but like I also have yet to miss a class. So like if I miss one, that'll be okay. But I do have this to do. Oh, but I mean if I skip class then that'll give me time to do this. But I mean if I miss class then this. Oh, but this brings up another point. And it's just 45 minutes of going back and forth
You know,
until eventually.
the only inspiration you should have had is just a picture of Nana on the roof.
Dude, I don't understand. I mean, it started on the Super Bowl weekend, but she has been calling me a bum, and I don't know why. This is my grandma.
Like the sweetest old woman ever. I mean,
This
doesn't hurt a fly. All of a sudden, Nick comes around. Nick just catches strays from the nicest woman on the planet.
I don't understand it. We showed up for the Super Bowl weekend. She was asking me how I'm gonna be able to watch the Super Bowl and then drive back to my college, and I said, "Oh, I'm just not gonna go to school on Monday." Oh, you bum, Nana!
Yeah, yeah, but most importantly, it's you bum. It's like damn.
She came up again, once again, sweetest lady. She went to, um, she traveled to watch Totality for the solar eclipse
Mm.
with her and her brother. And going back home, they passed through my college town. So like she called me, we went out to lunch and everything. It was very nice, very sweet. I was not expecting it. And same thing, she's asking me like, "Did you go to class this morning?" And I said, "No, my class got canceled today." And she went, "Oh, you bum! What
In front of the
the
brother.
It's not
I'm
even
sure the
my
brother.
fault. It wasn't even my fault. And I'm out here getting called a bum because I didn't go to class. So apparently you're right. Apparently I just have to, you know, want to go to class or else I'm going to get called a bum from the nicest grandma out there.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You just have to have a picture of her up on the roof. That's your motivation every day.
I mean, it was like, because after we went to lunch, like she even came up with groceries and everything to give me and stuff. Like I
What
got,
all did she give you? Oh, because she did tell us that, but she didn't specify what it was.
she gave me like a bag of sloppy Joe, some buns.
I just imagine it's like just the meat, all like just is like mystery meat with some sauce. It's like, here you go.
Shelby, I hate to
You're
break it to
lying.
you.
You're lying.
It was literally the sloppy Joe in a Ziploc bag.
Oh no,
Like it was
dude.
just the meat and sauce in a bag. And then she
Oh
gave me
no.
buns. And then it was a bunch of like, old people food. Like she pawned off like her dried apricots and her dried mixed fruit bags.
Oh, I was
And I
saying
was
because
like,
you love apricots, right?
and I was like, thanks. But then, you search through all the things that I'm not gonna eat, and like I came away with like a couple bags of beef jerky. She gave me some cashews. She gave me some salsa, some chips and salsa, which was pretty awesome. And
Ooh, was it
then
homemade salsa?
it is homemade salsa. It's homemade salsa from
Ooh,
like my aunt who makes really,
yeah.
really good homemade salsa.
I would say you dig it. I personally like my stepmom's better, but yeah, you really dig that salsa, so that's cool. That's cool. She got you
And
that mystery
then,
meat.
and once you get past the mystery meat.
Once you get past the smell and the sheer slop.
And then afterwards, my nana came down to on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we came out last week. She came out, she gave me all this stuff. I thought I was loaded. On Friday, my girlfriend drove 3 hours to come up here, which was awesome. Love that
Massive
weekend.
W. Yeah,
Yeah,
massive
massive
W.
fucking W's. Love those weekends. But when she came up here, not only did my girlfriend make cookies, and before you say anything, yes, it's the peanut butter cookies, Shelby.
Dude, with the fucking Hershey kiss in the middle, dude.
Yes. Dude, I think I've already
Dude,
had four. Like I don't eat
good.
any. I think I ate like one over the weekend or whatnot because she had one. But like since Monday, I think I've had like four.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
but not only did my girlfriend bake me cookies, which is absolutely fucking phenomenal, but then she pulls out like a bag filled to the brim and was like, "Yeah, my grandma felt bad for you, so she went grocery shopping and sent me with the goods." So I got two sets of grandmas giving me groceries.
That's a W, dude. I can't tell you the last time my grandma bought me groceries.
Oh, dude, it is the best W I could ask for. Because, like, the week before, a lot of my groceries are like essential foods, just lunches and dinners. But when grandmas give you groceries, oh, I have so many snacks now. It is unbelievable. Like, I
That's
think
such a W.
I could survive the next week and a half off of the snacks alone that they bought me.
Okay,
And
what's the
it's,
best snack you got then?
I mean, that's tough because they gave me a lot. So
You can
personally,
only have one.
the best snack would be the bag of Lifesaver gummies because I
Oh,
dig those a lot. Yeah,
dude, yeah. Okay.
but I had like they gave me a bag of Lifesaver gummies, a bag of just regular gummy worms. They gave me a 6 pack of powdered donuts. a bag of Cheez-Its, a little Hershey's miniatures, candy kind of, what's the, like, mix pack, where it has like Hershey's dark chocolate, Mr.
Oh,
Goodbar,
like
and
the one your
crackers in
mom would
it.
get and have up in the candy jar?
Yeah. Like they gave me a
Dude,
thing of
those are good.
that. She gave me a miniature. She made a miniature banana bread,
At work, dude?
and this lady doesn't call me a bum. Dude, I got absolutely loaded over the weekend with snack foods. And you just
That's
got
so
done talking,
awesome.
and like you were talking about how you were on cloud nine because like you just got something new. I felt like I got something new,
No,
but it's
dude.
just
What people don't realize, it's like a slap in the face, really. When you move out and you're on your own for the first time, you don't realize how expensive snacks are. I
yeah.
mean, like, for Christ's sakes, a bag of like nacho cheese Doritos is like $5. Like, it's just
I-
for that I can get a whole box of ramen, or I can get quesadilla and cheese. Like
Yeah.
actual food. It's insane how expensive that stuff is. So the fact you got that is like such a W.
Oh yeah, dude. All the snacks. Something that like I really miss and I really took for granted, and it's really funny to me that I took it for granted because like I heard you talk about it a lot when you first moved out.
Okay.
But like not having those little Debbie's for like desserts.
Yeah.
Like going like eating dinner and then like looking at your pantry and getting like a cosmic brownie or something out. Like not having that is kind of sad. But that just means that when I go back to my parents, I'm an absolute fiend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
You're like
fucking
just looking. You have one at like 11:59, and then you're just staring at the clock, waiting for it to turn 12:01, so so you don't break your one a day rule.
exactly. And then of course, once you have it at 12:01, that's a new day, but then when you go to sleep, it's also a new day. So I mean, and you can realistically get like 3 or 4 in a day without mentally breaking the one a day rule.
I would say you just like chain smoke cosmic brownies. I mean, you just house that whole box of 6.
Yeah. Oh, not even in a weekend. Like it's a day too. When you
I
come
went from
home,
1 a day
I
to 3 a day to 6 a day. See, that is exactly why I haven't bought them. I in the like years I've been living on my own, I probably have like 1 or 2 boxes under my belt. That was for me. You know,
I
like
will
I'm holding strong.
I will never forget the time that when you first moved out and I went to like visit your apartment and spend the night and you were like, "Oh, I need to go get groceries." So I was like, "Okay, fine. I'll go with you to go get groceries. Why not?" I'm here hanging out anyway. It'd be kind of weird if it was just me alone in your apartment. So I'll go with you to get groceries. Why not? And then so we go to Walmart, right? We're getting all these groceries for you. I decide to do something nice. I'm like, I'm starting to have a job. I'm starting to get money of my own. This was like when I was 16 or 17, so like I just started getting money on my own. And like and I was like, I'll do something nice. I'll buy you a box or two of cosmic brownies. Like you were saying how much like it sucked to like you couldn't buy them or whatnot. So I put them in the cart. We're going up to the self checkout. You're buying all of your groceries. I take out the cosmic brownies that I'm gonna buy you, and this Walmart worker comes up to us and goes, "Wow, you're only buying the box of cosmic brownies? Are you serious?"
Completely, yeah, complete. Like no one said a thing to her. It was just completely like, I'm gonna ruin his damn day,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
gonna
just
make this
came
guy
out and
feel
said it.
bad. I've been working for 7 hours. I'm gonna make this guy feel bad. Like nothing. Why? Why did it? Bruh, I was trying to do something nice. And instead, I'm over here getting shamed for it in the self checkout aisle.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, yeah, Nick, why only those? Like, just playing into it.
It was dumb. 17-year-old Nick about had a breakdown in a Walmart over it.
Well, I still appreciate the cosmic brownies. They went straight to my hips.
Well, that's where they gotta go.
Exactly. I got you. I got them luscious lady hips. So.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, that was a good little tangent. So I say let's get into some NBA or in some NFL. Let's knock that out of the park real quick. Not much going on in there, as you can assume.
Yeah.
And then let's
Not
get to the draft.
not much for the NFL. Josh Allen, linebacker for the Jaguars, reached a 5-year, $150 million contract agreement,
Oh yeah.
which is good for the Jaguars. Gives them some pressure on the quarterback, some upfront pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with some defensive pressure. The Colts and DeForest Buckner reached an agreement on 2 years, $46 million contract extension.
Really good for them.
Really good for them. DeForest Buckner has been a menace for the Colts, especially at D
Mm-hmm.
tackle, nonetheless, where it's really hard to find an absolute menace.
Yep, for sure. I mean, you have well, not Aaron Donald anymore. You have like Chris Jones and now him.
Yeah, yeah. Because like you said, Aaron Donald retired. Now it's just Chris Jones, DeForest Buckner, probably
Yeah. Oh, they
Justin
did
Madubuike
Fletcher
from the
Cox.
Ravens.
Oh, true, true. Did
Fletcher
Fletcher
Cox
Cox retire?
retired.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That Eagles team is in shambles, dude.
Yeah. Oh, it really is. Um, Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb are not expected to be present for the start of voluntary off-season workouts. Makes sense. Both of these wide receivers are entering their last contract year, and they want an extension. They want their team to be able to commit to them, and with it being Justin Jefferson and with it being CeeDee Lamb, it makes sense.
Especially
Two.
for Justin Jefferson. I mean, Kirko's not there. Like there's a lot of up in the air for him. So I wonder if there's any thoughts in his camp that's kind of thinking like, should we ask for a trade? Do we stay? Like what should we do? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
The last thing you want, especially if you're Justin Jefferson, is God forbid, your ACL goes out or something, and kind of misses you getting all that
Well, that
money.
or
Kind of same thing with Earl Thomas.
my big thing was, God forbid, you don't want like this rookie quarterback to come in, throw a ball inaccurate, and you're the one that pays the price for it.
Yeah.
Like he throws a ball high and away from you, and you're the one that gets shattered ribs because time and time again you're just getting a face mask at 18 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is there's so much games that I watch of the Vikings that like Justin Jefferson's just getting put through the damn ringer and still come up with the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
that guy is like a damn dummy in a car crash.
2 years ago, 2 years ago when it was the Vikings versus the Bills, and Justin Jefferson made that like spectacular one-handed catch on like
That
fourth
is
and
still,
18 or something.
that is still like I know Odell like that was for a touchdown, there's flags and all that, but that is probably the best catch yeah, probably the best catch I've ever seen with my eyes. I would say the second would be Santonio Holmes tiptoe for the Steelers in the Super Bowl, but that's just because of like the gravity of the game.
Yeah.
Where Jefferson like quite literally one hand stole it from the Bills player who I'm pretty sure had two hands on it
Who had both hands on
while
the
getting
ball.
hit.
Yep.
It was just a lot going on.
Yeah. So what Well, that catch is absolutely phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. It's the best catch that I've seen, and I saw it live. But because I was watching the game, what they also don't show is how many times Justin Jefferson got hit on first down to not catch the ball. On second down, I think was a sack. And on third down, he got absolutely hammered. So, like that, like you said, that man just goes through the absolute ringer. And so, like you said, just that man going through the absolute ringer and like just that for him coming into the CeeDee Lamb situation is a little bit more unreasonable than the Justin Jefferson situation, but the CeeDee Lamb situation is still justifiable. I mean, he showed last year that he's a top 5, if not top 10 wide receiver in the league. You know, he had multiple games of 150 yards, multiple touchdown games. I mean, these are two top tier wide receivers. Now, Justin Jefferson might have a rookie quarterback, but CeeDee Lamb he's still gonna have Dak Prescott at quarterback. But so it is understandable for both of these players to kind of use this leverage as um, kind of like getting their contract situation. So in that way, like if they get injured or something, you know, they're still getting the money that they have worked so hard for, and the money that you know they've put the numbers up for, and they feel like they deserve. It's a good thing to kind of make sure that they get that money without having to like, well, what if I get injured and everything goes downhill from here?
Yeah, then I don't know. It's at the end of the day, it's the first practice. I mean, it's
Yeah, and it is also
it's like
voluntary workouts. So
yeah, like how much weight do you have? Like for voluntary, it's like, but if it is like it's come um, summer training and like camps and all that, like right before the season, I'll pay more mind to that. But yeah, I
yeah,
think like you're saying, I mean they're two of the top 10 receivers in the league. It's
yeah.
okay for them to miss voluntary.
The New York Jets came out with a new logo and new uniforms. If I'm gonna be honest, the new logo looks a little bit different, but I do not see a change in the uniforms. I still
Yeah.
think these are the same uniforms they had last year. I could be wrong. I did not pay a lot of attention to the New York Jets last year. But
The only difference is like they have stripes instead of like the long one stripe, like the tiger
mm,
stripe kind of thing.
okay.
Um, I do like, I mean, sort of. I do like how they don't have the Jets across the chest, like the old, or New York rather, New York across the chest.
Mm,
But I think we talked about it. I'm pretty sure we talked about it. I hate how simple uniforms and logos are getting
yeah,
in NBA and NFL. It's like
yeah.
you have all this money. Let's get some cool shit going on.
We have all this money, and there's so many creative people in buildings.
Oh, dude, some of my favorite things is like before the NBA season, football season, is the like Instagram people kind of
Yeah,
redoing the jerseys and stuff. Like those look so cool. And I'm getting so tired of black jerseys in the NFL. I'm getting so tired of them. And of course, the Jets has another one, which looks so similar to the Eagles jerseys.
yeah. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
black and white with green outlines.
yeah.
Black jersey, black pants, white number, or yeah, white numbers and green outlines. I know, because it's kind of that whole thing with just new uniforms in general. Like you said, they're going simple, and you can do so much better than simple. You can make things so much cooler than simple.
So much. It's like just go away from it. And, if you're not, I think the Niners does it really well. If you're not the Niners, the Steelers. the Ravens, and that's about it. That's all the people that need that need black uniforms. Like the Cardinals has them now, the Eagles has them, the
The
damn
49ers don't even have black uniforms anymore.
which sucks. I actually do like this. I forgot the Raiders. The Raiders belong in having in black as well.
Yeah, since that is one of their actual
Primary,
colors.
yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
since
I
it is one of their actual
dig.
colors, we'll
I think
let
we
them
talked
have a
about it
black
before,
uniform.
but I dig the all white ones. The like Derek Carr ones. Dude, those were so cool.
Yeah, with like the
With
silver numbers.
oh, dude, they're so cool. It felt very like Oregon-esque and
Yeah,
very not Raiders. I loved it.
very not Raiders. That's rough.
I mean, you know, they're usually like the black hole and all that. So
Well, that is all of the news throughout the NFL world. Obviously, we are kind of past peak off-season time. However, the draft is 2 weeks away.
2 weeks.
But that still means that this little tradition of our own fun little drafts keeps going for at least 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks and start now. If I personally love having a game in the middle, it kind of gives us something to work on during the week. Um, if you guys have anything, whether it's tiers lists or any more games, if you like the drafts, and we can keep doing them. But you know, if you have any fun game suggestions, go ahead and drop them in the comments, and we can give them a try.
Well, with that being said, this week's fun draft is going to be over drinks.
Drinks, maybe.
Things that you can drink. And like last week, I had the number one pick. So this week,
dude,
Mr. Shelby, you
it's
get the number one pick.
So much pressure to have
so much pressure. Exactly. How's this draft going to go? Where is this draft going to go?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think I got to go with it. A lot of people may not like it, but I got to go water. It's vital. You need it in your life. You are water. So I feel like that's a good first pick, first round.
That is a very good first pick. That was going to be my first pick. I did not expect you to go water. I'm going to be honest.
Why? Is it because I pissed copper? Huh? You think I'm dehydrated? I'll be pissing motor oil.
Not necessarily.
I assure you
that
shit's clear.
You might be. I don't know. I just expected you to maybe go with a favorite drink of yours over water.
I was after the video game thing. I'm here to win. I'm not here to pick winners. After getting dogged on that, no. Gloves are off.
You know that's fair. That's fair. I can't hate a man for trying. That does suck because water was my number one pick. So now I gotta think of how I can beat water. Because like you said, water is essential. I gotta think of how I can beat water. And I think I have to combat that with one of the biggest superstars in today's game. And I gotta go with Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. What's funny is I didn't even put Dr. Pepper because I'm like, he has to go it.
You see, that was funny because if you didn't go water was going to be my first pick because I thought you would give me Dr. Pepper. Because yes, I'm an absolute fiend for Dr. Pepper as well. So, like that.
My second pick, I'm gonna go all reliable. It's a staple, really. I mean, whether it's for snacks, whether it's for breakfast or anything like that, specifically when you're staying in a hotel after racing, I'm gonna go with apple juice. Nick has a hotel where he's at that has the best apple juice. It is so good. So good that the first time we had it, I gave myself the shits because I drank like 6 cups of it on the way home.
Yeah, because me and you took at least 4 bottles each.
Dude, it was so good though.
It also doesn't help that I also emptied out 2 water bottles and filled up the 2 water bottles of said apple juice, and also gave myself the runs because of that as well.
W apple juice, bro.
I mean, it was, yeah, that apple juice is, when apple juice hits, it hits.
Yep, for sure.
Because, man, once again, you're coming out with some good picks, but I gotta combat in that. Apple juice, when it hits, it is, I'll give it to you, it is one of the best players out there.
Yep.
However, the problem with apple juice is that sometimes it's just not consistent enough.
That's true.
You know, sometimes you'll get one that is the best player in the game, and other times you'll get one where like you're thinking, why is this dude even out here?
Very Danny Green.
So I really gotta shoot for consistency here. You know, I'll take the same category that you were in. I mean, it's a great breakfast drink.
Yep.
I gotta take consistency here. Some people like it with a little chunkier, which is but you get yourself some good old smooth orange juice. Consistency.
See,
it never lets you down.
See that? I don't think that's true. I don't think there's true. The apple juice thing, I do agree with you. It can be pretty inconsistent, and that's why when you have good ones, you hold it to your heart. You know.
Exactly.
But
like
yeah, with dude, shout out. But with orange juice, it can be like too tart. It can be too sweet. It can be too thin. It can be too pulpy. I'm not a pulp guy. I'd rather not chew my
I am
liquid.
also not a pulp guy, hence why I didn't go with the chunky orange juice.
Yeah, that shit's pretty gross.
But to go up against apple juice, hands were behind my back. I have to choose orange juice.
Yeah, no, I get it completely, man. I'm gonna go with something that you were kind of saying, or about consistency, right? Something a little on the thicker side, something a little fizzy. You know, it could be a dessert, could be breakfast. I don't know. You guys are big breakfast people for this drink. For me, it's anytime. It can get the drink at any moment.
No.
I'm gonna go with some good old Choco Milko.
No, you did it. Oh, you did
Love me chocolate milk, dude.
Oh, you did it. No.
I think I'm just drafting breakfast things.
Oh, chocolate milk is so good too. That one's a little painful. Especially because he's better than his counterpart, you know?
Yes.
Like it's like two brothers going out there on the court, but you can definitely tell one brother is better at the game of basketball or better at the game of like it's, you can tell one brother is just better, and that's what chocolate milk is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love chocolate milk, especially some Highlanded from like the like waxy almost plastic bottle, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you gotta
Snacks.
go. But like, even if you get like Nesquik chocolate milk, it'll still hit. Like you said, Highland. That's the main one though, and that's so.
You
good.
ever had True Mill?
Is that the glass bottles?
No, that's not that's like more local. The True Mill was like it was real big in commercials and it kind of died out. But I had True Mill at a quick shop in the town I used to live in, and I didn't believe it, you know. And they're like, "This is the best chocolate milk." I didn't believe it. I'm like, okay, like whatever. That John is good, dude. It's some good True Moo. So if you find True Moo in the store, go ahead and treat yourself. Get you a glass of it because, dude, that's really good. It's like thin. It's like thinner than Highland, so it's not as heavy.
For my, huh? So it's not heavy. I also know that like Fairlife is fairly big, but that's for more like protein. Like if you need to bulk
Mm.
up and stuff like that
Oh,
before
dude,
lifting
in
weights.
in football, did you ever have to drink
Lifting
muscle
weights.
milk?
Did I? Sadly, yes. I
Dude,
took
muscle
3
milk
years of muscle
feels like
milk.
I'm dude, muscle milk feels like I'm drinking gravel.
It
Dude, that shit
is.
is tough.
You wouldn't look at it by. I mean, you wouldn't see it from looking at me, but yes, I did try it weightlifting.
Dude, so there
But
was
yeah,
a
muscle milk was god awful. I mean, it got to the point to where like I was like timing how much I could muster, and like, okay, I only have to drink this 3 more times if I do this many chugs per drink.
dude, it's so bad. So
And
like,
especially because like I would drink it before I went weightlifting as well.
oh,
So it's like
wait, as
wake
well.
up.
Hold on. So did you do before and after muscle
I
milk?
did not do it before and after. No,
Oh,
I
okay,
I could
okay.
not muster after.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, damn, dude, you got some hair in your chest, bro.
No. So but it's like first thing in the morning, 5 o'clock, and I'm
Oh,
having
you're
to
chugging
gulp
brown
down
Play-Doh.
muscle milk. Essentially brown Play-Doh mixed with concrete, liquid concrete.
Oh, dude, it's not good. So, I played for a really, really bad high school, and after getting blown out, like 60-0, 60-14, stuff like that, coach would go and get us a big ass like batch of the cardboard box muscle milks. Dude,
Mm.
so bad. And like everyone would just not drink it. And of course, I was trying to get some scholarships because of my senior year and whatnot. So I would drink like 2 or 3 of those things. Bro, one, didn't help. Two, made me feel so lethargic and just so shitty afterwards. Dude, it's not worth it. If guys, and I don't care, this could be a sponsor thing. If you're thinking about trying muscle milk, just don't.
Please try something else. Try
Just
something.
dude,
For the love
especially
of
with how
God.
much protein stuff is out there now, to just don't do it. It's like $5 a bottle for a shit product, and all it's gonna do is make your intestines hurt. Okay, sorry, you can go in your third. I just had to make sure everyone knows my hatred for muscle milk.
No, no, it works out. It works out. It gave me time to think about where my direction could go for this third one.
Okay,
I think for these first two picks, now I enjoyed my first two picks. Don't get me wrong, but I also think for these first two picks, I'm chasing you. You know, I'm trying to combat who you're picking. I'm trying to go matchups. I shouldn't do that. I need to go on my own draft. That's how I'm gonna win, and I think I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna choose this product because it can pair with orange juice fairly well in the
is it
mornings.
toothpaste?
It is not toothpaste. It can pair with orange juice depending on the variety that you get. It can also just be a nice little fun, relaxing, good drink. I'm going to take Smirnoff Ice.
Okay, first adult beverage taken off the board. All right.
The first adult beverage. And my thinking is that Smirnoff Ice, it's a very versatile player. You know, you can go out and you can get the big bottles that are 45% alcohol, and you can have a good time, right? You could pair some of those big bottles with orange juice, create some mimosas. You know, they kind of go off each other's energy. Or if you just want to sit back, relax, you can get the little bottles that I think are 5%, maybe 3% alcohol. They taste
They're
good.
real
They're just the
low.
little,
Yeah.
yeah, the little blue alcohol bottles that just taste good. They're a nice, fun, relaxing drink. It's a versatile player. It can do whatever you want. It pairs well with the team. And so Smirnoff Ice, first adult beverage taken off. I think
Uh,
my selection broke him. Oh, there he is.
nope. I had to digest what you were saying.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
Smirnoff Ice. Okay.
I wanted to make sure to go Smirnoff Ice and not vodka in general because, vodka itself tastes like,
Ass.
yeah. And
It's the only
so,
thing. Muscle milk is the only thing I want if I'm going to
Muslim.
be against the choice of just plain original vodka. I've only had original vodka once. I always had like flavored mango, apple, pineapple, kind of stuff like that. Regular, if you drink regular vodka, you need
You might as
therapy.
well just be chugging rubbing alcohol at that point.
You might as well just walk yourself into a psych ward because holy shit.
Yeah, that'll work
You
too.
you should not. I don't think you're a functioning human being. I think you're something else. Okay, so I have water, I have apple juice, I have chocolate milko. So I think I'm gonna go. Hmm, I'm gonna say that for my fifth pick because I doubt you even think about it truly.
Okay, okay.
So you have Smirnoff Ice, which is very good. I could combat that with another one, but honestly, I think I can on PG. So I think I'm gonna go coffee. You need a boost, it's there for you. If you want it black, it's there for you. If you want to put a little sugar, like me, I like my shit pretty much white or light brown, because that's how much creamer and sugar it has in there. So, it could be a little treat. It could be for energy. Very, very versatile, blended, iced. You can get it in cans from a quick shop, or you can get it from Starbucks, stuff like that. So I'm gonna go coffee.
Coffee is a good one. Now I think I know where you're going with your last one. And I'm
I
gonna
doubt
snipe
it.
it. I'm not gonna let you have the big
Okay.
three. There's no possible way I could win this draft if I let you have the big three. I
Okay.
don't I don't want you to pair LeBron, D Wade, and Bosch. I can't have you doing that. So I got to take one of them. And so pick number four. I myself am not a a fan of this drink, but this is a
Mm,
drink. This is a drink for the people. This is a
yeah.
people pick. I know this drink is beloved by millions. Very
Potentially
widely known
billions.
drink. There are so many different flavors, so many different brands. I'll take tea.
Okay. You know what's really funny? That wasn't even on my list.
That wasn't where you were. Oh,
No, dude. Like I said, there is no way you can say this, but the second I say it, you're gonna be like, "That is such a good drink."
because the big three are water, coffee, and tea. And I couldn't let
Yeah.
you pair all three of them together.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the fact that coffee fell down to fours, it's.
It
I
is
had
big.
to. I had to.
Yeah, and you yourself are a big tea drinker.
Yep. Nick, I will say this: if you can guess what my fifth one's gonna be, and it's pretty out there, you have to think about it. If you can guess my fifth one, I will forfeit my fifth pick, and give you two more picks.
You see, I don't like. I want to beat you fair and square.
I am betting the house. I will take such a jackass pick. I will take piss. I will take muscle milk. If you can guess my fifth one.
I want to beat you fair and square. It doesn't matter how good of a pick it is. It is
Okay.
probably a really good pick because you've been on it since the video game draft.
I think so.
Once you shit the bed, you understood what it was like to come prepared. And so I like to
Yep.
beat a man fair and square in these things.
But can you give this up? I mean, I have water, chocolate milk, coffee, and apple juice.
You're right. And I have Dr. Pepper, orange juice, tea, and
Okay.
Smirnoff Ice.
Okay, fair enough. So you want me to say my fifth one then? There's no guessing?
Go for it.
My fifth one. It may be obscure, but God, once I say this, people's going to know and be like, damn, that's so true. So here you are. Let's say it's early morning. You're a kid. You're waiting for Saturday cartoons to come on. And so you get yourself a bowl, right? You get yourself a bowl. You're a little hungry. You want to get the day started off right. How do you do that? Breakfast. So you go, you get yourself some 2% whole milk, whichever one's up to you. You're right, you put that on the table, you go up, you have to ask your mom to grab the cereal. And then she gets you the cereal of your choice, the best cereal out there, probably the most universal number one cereal. The Victor Wembanyama of cereals in this draft. You get down, you sit, Yu-Gi-Oh comes on. The Pharaoh's going against Joey Wheeler. Joey's trying to protect get eye surgery for his sister Serenity, and you pour your cereal first because you're not a madman. And what cereal is that, Nick?
That cereal is, of course,
Cinnamon
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Toast Crunch.
CTC.
CTC, baby. And you pour that milk in there, and what you do is you eat some, you kind of stir it around, make sure all of it gets wet, and then you just eat the cereal. You try not to have too much milk on there because the flavor of the milk left over in that cereal is the goddamn best thing of it. I'm going with leftover milk from Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Shelby, you were way too excited
For Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk, dude?
Yes.
You're lying. There's no way. Dude, that shit is delicious.
You're
Next time you
right.
see
It
Cinnamon
is
Toast Crunch.
delicious. You're right. It is, but there's too much that goes into it.
What do you mean? It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch with the big parts out of it. So it's just like cinnamon sugar milk. It's like horchata without the gross rice.
I think you were too excited for that.
Nah,
pick.
dude. I would have picked our number one if I knew that wasn't gonna be stupid.
Personally, I'm just gonna move on. My mom said if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
That's wild.
And personally, I don't got nothing nice to say about how excited you were over Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not top 10 draft worthy of all drinks.
See, that's when I think it is. I really think that is some of the best. One, probably the best leftover milk. Fruity Pebbles is a second, not even close, a second. But I mean, you have water, you have apple juice, you have chocolate milk, you have coffee, you have Dr Pepper, orange juice, Smirnoff Ice, tea. All of the ones that are essential, the ones that's like the picks have been gone. So I think I needed a wild card, which is always nice to have on a team. You have the Draymond Greens, your Joe Johnsons, your whoever the guy is on the Heat, that was ready to beat some ass the whole time he was there.
Whoa. First and foremost, you have done no scouting on chocolate milk if you think that's the case.
What? What do you mean?
You are not familiar with chocolate milk is the Draymond Green of drinks. He goes out there, he puts the team on his back in times that he needs to. He'll go down there, he'll show the
What?
toughness in his bones.
What Draymond Green are you talking about? Put the team on his back?
Who else is going to go out there and get a triple-double with 8
Who else is
points?
gonna? That's not the
Chocolate
team
milk
on
is
his
going to do
back.
that. Draymond Green is going to do that.
You're telling me when you think
Chocolate
of
milk
people who
is
put the team on his back,
glue.
you're like, oh yeah, Draymond Green over Klay Thompson, who scored 37 points in one quarter, over the Steph Curry, who is the first unanimous MVP in history, and then ran it back the next year.
Draymond
You're
Green is the
telling me
glue
that's
that
gonna?
holds that together. Chocolate milk is the glue that holds teams together.
Fair
Man,
enough.
you.
All right,
I don't know.
go ahead.
I don't know.
What's your
Fine.
fifth one?
Last pick. I'll just take Gatorade.
What? Gatorade? Hold on. What flavor? Yes, I get you have Gatorade as a whole, but what flavor of Gatorade?
So I will have Gatorade as a whole. But
Yes.
if I were to choose, it would come down between two flavors. It would either be orange, which is my
Okay.
personal favorite, but I get that that's not everybody's personal favorite. I get that. However, a unanimously loved flavor, I believe it's light blue.
Glacier Freeze, I think. I
Yeah,
think that's
Glacier Freeze. That's the one I'm thinking of. But nobody calls Gatorade by their actual flavor name.
true. Except
You only
grape.
call
I
it by
think
their
that's the
color.
only one that people will say.
Yeah. So it either be the orange or the light blue, but I get Gatorade as a whole.
Yeah. I think my favorite is the G2 or the low sugar one. Um, Gatorade for me is just too syrupy. I'm just not too big of a fan of it. I feel like the G2s or the low calorie Gatorades is thinner.
So before we move on to NBA, we recap our teams. You had the first
Okay.
overall pick, so I'll let you recap first.
Yep. So I have the water, most vital thing on Earth. Then I have apple juice. If it's from the La Quinta, then the
The
second
Laquita
most vital thing.
Yeah, the Laquita and
I
apple
have.
juice.
Oh, dude, so good. I have the chocolate milk. Apparently the Draymond Green of my list. I have coffee. A universal love, very versatile energy. Then I have leftover milk from CTC.
I have Dr. Pepper, orange juice, Smirnoff Ice, tea, and Gatorade. Let us
Not
know
bad.
down in the comments who you think won, and let us know why you think I won and why you think Shelby fumbled on his final pick.
I did not fumble my final pick. I did not. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think about Gatorade, so that's something. The things I left on my board.
You ain't
The
got
thing I
no
left on my
electrolytes
board.
on your team.
You don't have you don't have water. You're gonna be pissing out gravel with your kidney stones, dude.
It's fine. It's fine. Who needs water when we can have Dr. Pepper
Who
and
needs
kidney
functioning
stones?
kidneys? It's fine.
Yeah, who needs functioning kidneys when we have the gloriness of Dr. Pepper?
Y'all gonna be pissing copper pipes, dude. It's just gonna be solid coming out. So some things I left on the list was Mountain Dew, some lemonade, some cranberry juice.
That's funny. I left cranberry juice as well.
What did you have left over?
I left cranberry juice out. I left pink lemonade out. And yeah, those are the only two, honestly. I mean, I had a pretty good pretty good list of where I wanted to head because even if you would have taken one, I would have taken the other. So like I put orange juice and apple juice on my list because I wanted one of those two. I put either Dr. Pepper or Pepsi, so I guess Pepsi got left off the list. And yeah, so I mean mainly Pepsi, pink lemonade, and cranberry juice. Those are the three that got left off mine. But yeah, so let us know down in the comments who you think won. Let us know if you had a draft, what your 5 drinks would be. Try not to use the same drinks that we did. Have fun. You know, that's what all of this is about. But now we can go and move on to the National Basketball Association,
Playoffs, baby.
the
Playoffs.
NBA, and the play-in tournament is actually happening right now. Like as we speak, the first game of the play-in tournament is happening. Once again,
Yeah.
Tuesday, April 16th. Right now, the Lakers and the Pelicans are battling to see who's the 7 seed. And first things first, before I get into anything, I want to throw this question out to you, Shelby.
Okay.
As the Lakers and the Pelicans, would you rather claim the 7 seed and try to beat out the Nuggets or purposefully lose this game to then win or try to win next game and take on the Oklahoma City Thunder?
I can definitely see the strategy side of it. I think it'll be absolutely ludicrous to purposely lose in the play-in when the West is this stacked. Because let's say the Lakers lose on purpose, they now have to play the Kings with the Warriors in one game. And with the Warriors, they don't have the injury bug like the Kings do right now with Malik Monk and Kevin Herter being out. So most likely it'll be the Warriors. Lakers won once doesn't mean they're going to win again. The same thing goes for the Pels. So in my case, I would definitely try to get in there. They're both. The Nuggets and the Thunder are at the top seed for a reason. So obviously they're going to be both good. I would personally like the Lakers to go against the Thunder if I was a Lakers fan because the Lakers are more physical and kind of big on the bigger side. But to me, this is something you can't joke around with, because you're a LeBron not seeing 3 rims away from missing the playoffs if you do that.
Just shooting for the middle rim and hoping it goes in. But yeah, I know I get what you're talking about. Like you said, as if I'm a Lakers fan, I also think I would want the Lakers to go against the Thunder rather than the Nuggets. The Nuggets have essentially had the Lakers number. Like, I think the Nuggets are like 8-0 against the Lakers in this past year. Like that's counting playoffs of last year and this season as well. And then with the Thunder, like you said, um, the Lakers are kind of a more physical team, and Anthony Davis can get in there and he can kind of work his magic on the Thunder team, the young Thunder team that is kind of struggling with rebounding. But I also see where you're coming from the whole don't mess around type thing as well.
Yeah. I just don't think that's a smart play. I think that's reading too much into it. I think you're kind of taking the game and putting it in odds at that point.
Mm. Well, so the Pelicans and Lakers are facing off quite literally right now. And then the winner of that game gets the 7 seed, and the winner of that game will face the Denver Nuggets, round one. And the loser of that game will then go on to face the winner of the Kings and Warriors. As you said, that's still going to be a tough matchup because, like you said, Kings are having a bit of an injury bug, but the Warriors are 8-2, so they've found something out. They're starting to get on a roll, and I mean, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, they're still going to be, the same people that won 4 championships.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is on the Western Conference side. For the Eastern Conference, it is the 76ers and the Miami Heat facing off for that 7th seed. And honestly, whoever wins that game might be tough for the New York Knicks. I mean, the
Yeah.
76ers are a 7th seed, yes. But they're only a 7th seed because Joel Embiid got injured. And I don't think anybody can discredit the Heat in the playoffs anymore. Because I mean,
Yeah. I don't know.
because
To me, I'm just so sick of the Heat narrative. I mean, they're not the same team as they were, when they went to the finals, and they've shown that through this year, especially with Jimmy Butler being as inconsistent as he has been the last few games. I mean, Jimmy's always been a guy who's turned it up a notch. Trade deadline, All Star break, and all that. And we haven't really seen that side of Jimmy this year. And so I don't think this is the same Heat team, but with the Knicks losing Julius Randle, that is going to be a big shot maker that goes down. But I
mm-hmm.
think I trust Josh Hart to do some damage on Jimmy Butler if Jimmy Butler's looking like this. And granted, playoff Jimmy is a thing, but to me, I think that only goes so far. Like even last year against the Celtics, we saw him kind of take a step back. So I think that just has something to be said there. And another thing is with the 76ers, Joel Embiid, he looked amazing against the Thunder. It looked like he didn't miss a beat. He was dog tired, but he was really good. But I think where he ran into problems is the fact that he's day to day with his knee soreness, and it kind of raises some question marks for me because is Joel Embiid going to be the one that comes back to his MVP self? Is he going to be like the Thunder, the Thunder, the version we saw against the Thunder? Or is it going to be a injury riddled Joel Embiid who's trying to force through it? And if you're the 76ers, do you want to push Joel Embiid to the point where he could, tear something in his knee and miss out not only this year, but next year and potentially not be the same Joel Embiid coming back? Because we've seen it time and time again where a big man, especially when you're as heavy as he is, I want to say he's around 280, 260 up there, and we've seen it time and time again where someone that big gets a lower body injury and it just nags him to death.
Yeah, it's because, like you said, the lower body injuries really do pile up, especially for, like you said, those big men that kind of weigh a lot. Having having a lot of force and stuff going on your lower body, working in the post and things like that. But at the same time, Joel Embiid's taken a lot of time off, and so the day-to-day thing could just be something to where they're trying to give him a little rest for playoffs. Is something that like I kind of see. But if it truly is knee soreness, then yeah, that's not something you want to see. I think it's kind of clear that it's going to be the 76ers and the Heat that make the playoffs because the 9 and the 10 seed are the Bulls and the Hawks. And I think
Yeah.
whoever wins that game loses to either the 76ers or the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Bulls have been playing relatively well since the break, but I mean, really, I think it's all for naught. I mean,
Yeah, because the Bulls are technically 5-5 in their last 10, but they're also 7 games behind the Miami Heat. The Hawks are 3-7 in their last 10 games played. both of these teams are sub 40 win teams. So it's two teams that don't even have winning records, let alone 40 wins on the season, and they're going up against the Miami Heat team that's 46 and 36, and maybe playoff Jimmy. But even like you said, if Jimmy takes a little bit to kind of get warmed up, I think the Bulls and the Hawks are going to be the team that he does it against, where he can kind of warm up and kind of flow into it instead of just automatically hitting those 40-point marks. And the 76ers, I think the 76ers without Joel Embiid were better than the Bulls and Hawks to begin with. So now with Joel Embiid, yeah, I think that they'll cruise by them. So we are waiting on the playoff matchups for the 1 and the 2 seed for both of these. However, the 3 and 6 seeds and the 4 and 5 seeds, they already have their opponent. They're already staring at whoever they're playing round 1. For the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks are going up against the Indiana Pacers.
Love this matchup.
And a bit of a concern for the Milwaukee Bucks is Giannis is not going to be there to start the series. News broke, I believe, today that Giannis is still undergoing some calf soreness. I mean, luckily when he went down without contact, it wasn't anything serious. But yeah, the fact that he's not going to be there for the first round of the playoffs is kind of scary for the Milwaukee Bucks. And as a Pacers fan, you have to be excited to hear that. And for the Indiana Pacers to get into the playoffs, very exciting team to watch. Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Miles Turner, all of the Indiana Pacers. It's going to be very interesting matchup. For my prediction on this matchup, it really depends on when or if Giannis comes back, in my opinion. Because I think with Doc Rivers coaching and having his history in the playoffs, that the Bucks really will need to rely on Giannis, and so I could very clearly see this going into maybe 6 games or not. But ultimately, I think if Giannis comes back relatively soon, I think it'll be Bucks in 6. Do you have any opinions on this? And then for the 4 and 5 seed out of the Eastern Conference, it is the Cavaliers versus the Orlando Magic. And I am very excited for this series. The Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero, Jalen Suggs, all of the above. I mean, very young team. And the Orlando Magic song is an absolute bop. And this is going against the Cleveland Cavaliers team that's been kind of struggling a little bit. And so for these teams to be going back and forth, this could be a Game 7 matchup. I see the Cavaliers and the Magic going 7 games.
Really?
I could. And I'm pulling for the Magic. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Cavs have just done this time and time again, where they rise to stardom and then they fall right down to earth towards the end of the season. I mean, they did it last year too against the Knicks. So, yeah, to me, I'd rather see the Magic. I think the Magic's going to be a better fit against everyone else.
Do you have predictions for the 3 and 6 series and the 4 and 5 series? Who wins and how many games?
So I think against the Bucks, last time we didn't see a Giannis play the early series, they actually end up losing to the Heat. So I think with that being said, and the whole beef between them and Dame and them and Giannis not getting his 62 game ball, I really think it's going to be still the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Pacers are just one piece away, and with I mean you have playoff performer and Dame and Giannis, and Brooke Lopez is holding it down. I just don't see the Pacers being able to be veteran enough to keep them at bay. So I think it'll be Bucks in six. I think it'll be six, but I think the last game will be kind of a blowout. I think they're going to just overwhelm the Pacers.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I also said Bucks and 6, and I believe it's because of that. I think with the Giannis not coming back and or Giannis not being there for the start of the series and whatnot, but I just think that the Bucks' talent is too much.
hmm Yeah, and I mean, and Dame's not someone you want to piss off. I think he's shown that time and time again. I mean, he'll show up. I mean, he if the clutch player award was a thing back when he was in Portland, he'll have 10 of them things. So I think they'll be doing it in Game 6. I think it'll be a blowout in Game 6 with the Knicks and the Cavs. I think it'll be Knicks. I think they're playing really good ball. I think Tibbs kind of has a thing going down right now,
It's the
and
Magic or the
with
Cavs.
is it Max Cat? Wait, what did I say?
Yeah. You said Knicks and Cavs, and then even started to go on about how Tibbs is a good coach.
Oh, tough. Okay, yeah. So, uh, yeah, they're the 2 seed. Duh. Um, as much as I like Donovan Mitchell, I do like Evan Mobley a good bit. I just think this team has just not had it going on the whole time. I mean, to me, they don't even feel like a 6 seed. Really, I mean, they
They're a
just
4 seed.
the 4 seed. Geez, I'm in shambles. The 4 seed. I think the Magic's fun. I think they play really, really good defense. I think this is going to be a slugfest, just like how the Cavs had in the Knicks last year. But I think the Magic's going to win in, I think 5.
Wow.
I think it'll be a pretty quick one.
Wow, Magic in 5.
I do. I do. I think Donovan Mitchell is good enough to get you a game, but it seems like it's never Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. And I think to overcome Jalen Suggs and Paulo on the spine of the defense and whatnot, I think it's going to take both of them, and they just never show up at the same time. Seems like.
Okay.
And who knows if Evan Mobley's going to be playing? I mean, it seems like he's just constantly in and out. And I know this because I drafted him on my fantasy team, so firsthand on that one. So yeah, I think Magic in 5.
Okay, so you have Bucks and 6 and Magic in 5. I also have Bucks and 6, but I have Magic in 7. And then going over to the Western Conference, the 3 seed and the 6 seed face off, and that is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Phoenix Suns. Now looking at this matchup, I think is very difficult because of how much I want to put Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal in like high playoff regards. Like looking at those three, I want to sit here and think like, oh, this team can go far. But this
Okay.
Minnesota Timberwolves team, if Anthony Edwards can continue to play like he's been playing and Rudy Gobert, doing his things defensively, I mean, this Minnesota Timberwolves team is the 3 seed for a reason.
Yeah, and I believe Cat is supposed to be coming back as well sometime in the playoffs, like here soon. So
if Cat comes back, I'm hoping it'll maybe be on like a game 2 or game 3 to where it's not an elimination game. But I think the Timberwolves will beat the Suns. I
Okay.
well, I think if Anthony Edwards shows up, the Timberwolves will beat the Suns, and I also think Anthony Edwards will do that. I think it'll probably be 6.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
the Timberwolves will win in 6.
That's not a bad one. I think so. All the things you have mentioned is good points. I mean, you have the defense, all that, and defense travels. You know, that's what Shaq says. The only thing is if you look at the Timberwolves, they are really bad in the clutch, like really bad.
Yeah,
But
but
if
the
you look at the
Suns were pretty
Suns,
bad in the clutch this year for a long time.
I was just going to say, if you look at the Suns, they're bad in the fourth quarter as a whole. Um, I mean, you also have KD, you have Devin Booker, you have Bradley Beal, who is a shell of himself, but still, there. But I think I'll have to agree with you. I think it is going to still be the Wolves. But I'm going to go game 7. I'm going to go game 7. I think Kevin Durant's not going to go easy. Devin Booker's not going to go easy. You have, Cat potentially coming back, but who knows what he looks like. I mean, it's been forever since we've seen him play.
Yeah.
You have Rudy Gobert, who's not a playoff performer as well. But I just think the depth that the Suns don't have is really going to show its head.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Wolves in 7.
Okay, so you have Wolves in 7, I have Wolves in 6. And then the final matchup of that's been concluded so far, or not concluded, but that is set for round 1 of the playoffs, is the Los Angeles Clippers against the Dallas Mavericks. And this, as a Clippers fan, this is not the matchup that I want to see round 1. I mean, Luka Doncic is a playoff performer, and I know that because the Clippers have faced off against the Mavericks 2 out of the past 3 playoffs, I think it is. And now Kyrie Irving is with them, and Kyrie Irving's obviously a playoff performer. And the Mavericks as a whole, have really been stepping it up lately. But the Clippers have Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is a dog when it comes to playoff time. I mean, he's a dog in general, but he steps it up in the playoffs. And that's what you want. The Clippers got Kawhi Leonard. Russell Westbrook coming off the bench. He's back. He's looking good. Paul George, hopefully does pretty well. And James Harden always has that game or two in every series that he takes over. Clippers win this series.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to preface by saying that I'm saying Clippers win this series, but I think this goes to a game 7.
Okay. Okay. I think. Hmm. So I know you said James Harden always has a game in the series, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he is notoriously bad in playoffs. If you look at the 76ers, he did give you a game, but that's all he had. Look at the Rockets. I mean, him and that Rockets team shot 0 for 37 from 3. But that's the difference. He's not the system. James Harden is a player in the system now. So you have that. You have, Kawhi Leonard. You got Paul George, who's also not very good. Yeah, I want to say not very good. He's been better in recent years, but he has been known to kind of dwindle down in the playoffs against Kyrie Irving, who has hit probably the best, if not one of the best, probably one top three shots in NBA Finals history on the Warriors in the classic 2016, I believe. Yeah, 2016. You have Luka Doncic, who, if you're not on his team, he hates you, it seems like. Or Jokic. If you're not on his team or Jokic, he hates you. I mean, he dogs everyone, especially with the Atlanta Hawks. But most importantly, especially if you're the Clippers. I mean, he just dogs the Clippers time and time again. So when you say Clippers in seven, I'm going to say Mavericks in seven.
So that'll be the one playoff series that we don't agree on. At least the winner of. That'll be the one playoff series that we don't agree on the winner.
Yeah, yeah.
But this playoff is very competitive. I mean, talent-wise in the East, other than the Celtics, all of the teams are right next to each other. The Western Conference is the Western Conference where it feels like any team could make a playoff run. This is the beauty of NBA playoffs. Especially this year, sit back, relax, enjoy some great basketball games that we're going to
Great
see.
basketball.
We have a running joke that we like good football and we like good basketball. Well, I'm expecting some great basketball here in these playoffs, and I'm excited for them. These matchups are looking juicy. They're looking good. And if the Clippers beat the Mavericks, I'm going to be very sad, but I'm going to know it was a good series.
Right. Yeah, hopefully everyone stays healthy. Obviously I don't wish any ill on someone like that, especially when it comes to, their families and betterment of the sport and whatnot. So hopefully everyone stays healthy and all that. But yeah, I mean, if everyone stays healthy, it seems like it's going to be on pace for a great, great playoffs run. I mean, like you said, out east, it seems like the Celtics are run away, but Celtics are also very jump shot heavy. Sometimes the jump shot don't fall in the playoffs, and we've seen that time and time before. Out west, everything is so close. The Thunders, the young Bucks. Does that inexperience shows its head? Does Chet run in the five and being built like toothpicks? Does that show its head? Does Jokic, them not getting the one seed? Is it truly hard to go back to back? They'll see. So there's a lot of storylines here that are running and making it. You're going to make it for a great great playoffs.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But with that, I believe that will wrap up this episode. Unless you have anything that you want to say before we wrap this up.
Um. Yes, I'll have something.
Okay.
Thank you guys for coming. It's been, like Nick said, it's been 12 weeks. And we started from zero, and it may not seem like a lot now, but hopefully we can look back at this and see it as just a stepping stone. And of course, if you do enjoy, share it, get it out there, show some love, comment, like it. Every little bit goes further than what you think. I just hope next year, whoever wins the playoffs, I hope they don't get the same treatment as the Denver Nuggets 5280 jerseys got. The championship jerseys, those are horrible. So hopefully they don't get that. But other than that, I think I'm all good to go.
sit back, relax, watch some great basketball, and then whenever you have thoughts and opinions on about next week's games, tune back in. Me and Shelby, we do this weekly. We'll be back here next week looking at the other playoff matchups that will be cemented in. And we thank all of you guys for listening to us ramble for an hour and a half. Like he said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this and want to come back for weekly. Comment who won in the draft. Comment any good takes we had. Comment any bad takes we had. Thank you guys all so much for listening. Once again, this has been your next average podcast, or as we like to call it, the Shelby Nick Average Podcast. Aw, snap. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you all next week.
Bye-bye.